as you can tell by the title of this video, that is why I have my shirt off. Let me tell you, how did I get into fitness was pretty crazy. Simply put, 8th grade going into my 9th grade freshman year of high school. Football. Man, summer football workouts in that heat was no joke. It was hot, it was flaming, it was fuming. And man, I'm not gonna lie, I was going for wide receiver. And man, at a certain point, I wanted to switch to DB. I forgot the reason why, but I was primarily going for wide receiver because that's what I played for my 8th grade football team in middle school. But man, I'm telling you, bro, at one point, I could not lift more than 10 pounds. I was scrawny, I was skinny, I was weak. You can tell by the thumbnail, and now with this video, you can tell I'm natural, I'm lean, aesthetic, filled out a good part of my frame. Not to the max, but naturally so far. And I look the same. I'm not an influencer where I'm just setting up different camera angles, trying to get the best lighting. I'm not doing all that crap, because why? I'm not a fake natty or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't look like a fake natty either. But that's how I got into it. I did that for a little bit. I did that until December. And then my algebra teacher from high school was the assistant coach on the wrestling team at the time, and then later on became the head coach. Only did it for a year, and then wanted to do something else. But he got me into wrestling. So that's why I have this wrestling shirt. It's a wrestling shirt. So joined the wrestling team, did that for 3 years, and then decided to quit. Man, wrestling kind of was just, I did really good for it to say I did it since freshman year, going up against the best of the best, state champions or state runner-ups, state qualifiers, et cetera, et cetera. So I was going up against, I was Division I, so of course, D1 was tough. It was tough, it was hard, and it sucked. But discipline, pushed through it. I really enjoyed it. It was the brotherhood and the bond, and I still talk to 2 of my, wrestling peers. My former head coach and one of my homies. That I'd be having in the thumbnail. Yeah, and who I make those, YouTube shorts with. I'm still cool with him. He's on the wrestling team as well. But man, I'm telling you, once I joined the wrestling team, I started to get a little bit stronger. By the time I left football, I was only able to bench 115, so 35 pounds on each side for like 1 rep. And then I got to the wrestling team doing a lot of functional training. I was never the biggest or the strongest. I was actually still skinnier than I was now. I mean, I'm still skinny now, but my frame is more filled out. Back then, I mean, I'm not that old, but not too long ago, a few years ago, I gained some more strength, gained a little bit of size, but I wasn't always consistent because during the season, we didn't really work out like that. We did a lot of body weight and maybe some functional training, but never weightlifting. So I was always relatively smaller than most of my opponents in my division and weight class, So it was one of those kind of mental barriers because I was like, dang, sometimes I lost off of pure strength. Sometimes I was better than the guys skill for skill at D1, but the strength kind of just, in a similar situation with my homie too, like we just subconsciously, we just realized, man, we got to get stronger, bro. These dudes are strong, right? And now that I'm strong, it's kind of frustrating because it's not about being the strongest or the biggest, but it's being able to also be very functional to where you're strong enough that you can dominate any position and you won't, feel like you're giving up a position or you're, easily just going to lose just off of pure strength. That way, if someone tries to use pure strength, I could counter it. And it's kind of like a even force. It's like friction, right? It's just back and forth. So now we're forced to use skill for skill. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is, though. Wrestling taught me a lot, about life, how to look at it, how to push through certain things, take risks, invest in yourself. And I feel like any sport should be able to do that because every sport is hard and intense. Some are harder than others, but that's what it really came down to. And I still carry that with me. I still, love wrestling for what it was. And any of the success I've had with it, I've won 4 medals. I've, competed in every state championship since freshman year. So it was really good accomplishments. I accomplished way more and way quicker than football, but I mean, it happens for a reason, man. That's the journey, man. You remember more of the journey than the destination, and I always try to remember that in life. You know, when it came to fitness, I gravitated towards it because I really wanted to get in the best shape of my life, because I was always known as the academic guy in high school, right? I was always, academic, A be on the roll and all of that, and that's cool, right? But what about the guy who is smart, right? Academics and everything, but also jacked, who's in really good shape and great functional strength and everything, because most of the athletes usually don't care about school like that. Not every athlete, but on the higher end, right? And then the smart academic guys are supposed to be skinny, or, out of shape and fat, right? One of the two. And I wanted both. So I was like, okay, let me get into really good shape and be able to work my way up. Now that I'm going back to college soon, within about a month, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I know now that I can leverage it in a way. You know what I'm saying? I can be a walking figure. I can stand out. I know a lot of people either think it's one or the other, or you can't have it all. You can have it all. You have to believe in that. And when it comes to this fitness stuff, that's why I take it very seriously. You want to walk into a room, you want to own the room, you want to dominate the room. Man, fitness really pushes you to your limit in the gym, in life. It goes hand in hand. And a lot of people need to start seeing it that way. Because if not, then what's the point? Now, I'm close to benching 225 for 2 reps. For 1 rep. I haven't benched in about a month or two, about 2 months. So I'll bench relatively soon, at least for the 1 rep max. See if I've really gotten stronger. See if everything's been going as planned for that one rep. And we're going to see where we go with that. Okay, I'm going to document that. I'm going to put some more shorts up there so y'all can get a real glimpse of that. And no matter what your goals are in life, man, get in the best shape of your life. Skinny to fat, or fat to, jacked. Skinny to jacked, or fat to jacked, man. Get in the best shape of your life. I am telling you, you will look more attractive. You will attract more women, and you will attract more opportunities, right? You want to be a walking figure that can assert dominance in a good masculine way. You don't want to have your health in jeopardy. You don't want to be too scrawny where you're weak, right? Or where you're struggling, lifting things up, doing manlier things. So you really need to dial in on that, man. I'm telling you, it will start to slowly open doors for you no matter what you want to do in this life. Having a good physique will always be an advantage, and it takes a lot of discipline and consistency. But that's my journey. Nothing too crazy. It's kind of just for more inspiration, to let you know that anything is possible. As you can see, the thumbnail, that was around 8th grade, around that time. Very, very skinny, bird chest and all. But now I've built a foundation that is condemnable, respectable, and everything. And I'm going to keep striving for it naturally, of course. Stay on the course and help people, and wherever life you choose to go in, that's where you go in. But as long as you always have that physique, man, that will carry you. So many people want to get in shape just because of that, because you're more trustable, more trustworthy, more reliable. All right. But that's the end of this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you took so much value from this video. This is genuinely, my personal experience. Whatever your personal experiences is, let me know down below. I'm gonna get back to you literally as soon as possible. I want to know y'all's journey in fitness. If this is something y'all want to do, or anything that y'all struggling in life, let me know down below. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to build a community, build an audience, and I'm gonna keep these videos coming. We're ready for it, especially going back to school. No matter what the schedule's looking like, we are going for it all. We're coming for it all. For however long we're on this ride, we're on this roller coaster. If this resonated with you, save it, share it, rewatch it again if you need to. Subscribe to the channel if this is the type of content that you want to see on a consistent basis, that resonates with you, that you admire, you adore, respect, whatever the case is. And until next time, I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.